I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investment Pitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Allan Ta, the CEO of Roseon Finance. Allan, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking the time to be here.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
I would love to kick it off by hearing a little bit of an overview and a focus of Roseon Finance from your perspective and some of the solutions that your team's providing, and then we can dive into the details.
Okay. If anybody here has farmed or tried a yield farm, there's a number of unfriendly steps, and it starts with first of all, you got to recognize which chain you're using. Then you got to configure your MetaMask, and then you got to convert the token. And if it's a liquidity pool, you have to then split the tokens. And then you would then stake the tokens into the pool. And then when your rewards are, when the term is end, you would then unstake and retrieve your reward. And all of that could potentially cost $100 in fees. Mm-hmm. So not only the tedious steps and the fees, it's not very friendly. So the blockchain industry has started out with building platforms and very technical focus. So what we're trying to do is we're taking the opposite approach. We want to focus on the users. We want to make it easy for you. So you can tell with our if you downloaded our app, you can see it's very friendly. And we launched a couple of pilot pools, and Pancake was one of them. And literally, it was 2 to 3 steps. 2 to 3 steps to stake and farm Pancake during the time when Pancake was really going crazy. So our goal is to focus on getting the average users into blockchain or crypto investment, reducing the friction, reducing the steps, mm-hmm. And making it very easy. So we are a multi-chain, so we want to support every chain possible, and we want to take the best yield opportunities within the mobile app.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, Allan. And yeah, you're right. I have done liquidity mining before, and not only does it cost a lot on Ethereum's ecosystem, but there's a lot of steps involved just to set it up. So I would say simplifying that process is going to be handy for a lot of people and just bring more widespread adoption to decentralized finance products. And I like how you mentioned Pancake Swap there. The majority of DeFi is on Ethereum, but on the Binance Smart Chain, Pancake Swap, there is a lot of liquidity locked in there and volume as well. And I'm curious, your platform on the app is already live right now, and I know you're continuing to grow out and develop more. But currently, as it stands, how many assets, or how did you choose what assets are available on Roseon?
Yeah. So obviously, we have a team of researchers, and we want to make sure that we gotta avoid rug pulls. So we have to. We work with a number of farming insurance company, so they kind of do the due diligence for us. If they certify that farm, then we work with them, right? And then secondly, we pick the up and coming and the highest yield possible. Mm-hmm. So a mix of researching on the team, researching on the platform, and then getting the better yield, right? Yeah. So we've launched, Badger now, and we did Pancake, and during that time, it was very popular. And we have farm insurance. We started out working with Nexus, but now we're working with a different partnership where we want to ensure that all of our users in our platform is insured. So there's 2 types of farm insurance that we have. The typical smart contract and hack insurance. But then we have this thing that we're introducing. It's called the yield protection. So we want to make sure that, let's say we advertise an X% of yield and we're not getting that. If our users are not getting that, we'll compensate some of that loss.
Wow, that's really interesting. And it seems like there's a trade-off with these chasing these high yield strategies in DeFi, some of them that are super high, they seem unsustainable or like Ponzi-like or rug pull-like. Is that something that your team has to balance with, where some of these APYs are going to multiple hundreds of percent and more sustainable in the larger assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum? They're much lower, but obviously much safer. Is that a trade-off or something that you're considering, and making sure that you're looking for high yields, but too high, there's like a red flag going off there?
Of course. So if we don't touch it, we're not going to provide that option for our customers, right? We do treasury management. We take a little risk with our own funds, but if we don't touch these 5,000% yield, no. Usually we have a network, a partnership network, and for example, Tomo Chain, Long Bong is our advisor. So we know we've been working with Tomo Chain for almost 6-7 years. I know the guys. I know the entire founding team. Something that due diligence doesn't show up is the business relationship. We know the founders. We've been in this market. I've been in crypto and blockchain for 6-7 years. This is probably my second or third startup. So I know who I'm working with, and I know who come and who stays.
Definitely. And I was looking into Roseon Finance's economics, and I saw that there was a hyper deflation mechanism, and that's not something that I've seen very often in the space. And I was wondering if you could elaborate on that, and what are the benefits, or what was the rationale behind this hyper deflationary? Okay,
so first of all, so the question we want to start with is our token economics. Why do people want our token? So if the best example is really the BNB token, so Binance Chain. So Binance is a CDFI solution. We are also a CDFI application. So holding our token will give you access to our ecosystem, give you discounts, and give you rewards. Now, in terms of our reward system, we're building a hybrid solution. So right now we are fully centralized, but this is the reason why we're obtaining funding, is to build the decentralized aspect of our platform. So that will give us a very balanced token economy. And then with the decentralized, the DeFi platform that we're going to launch, and the DeFi wallet that we're going to launch, we need to make sure we compete well with all the other DeFi platforms. So we want to make sure that our reward token economics aligns with the market.
Definitely, yeah. And I was looking, you have the apps live. Can you give a snapshot of, so far where the platform is at? Is this fairly early stage in the launch of the applications?
Yeah. So we've been on the Apple. On Android, Google Play for, I believe, a month or so now. We actually launched 2 months ago, but then we consulted with legal, and then that's why we had to take it down. We want to make sure we comply. Okay. So we are obtaining our license, and it should be coming soon. Now the iOS app is already working, but Apple is a little bit picky on how how we word our application, how the buttons are, and even the warning messages are shown. So we're having a little challenge with that, but I believe within a week we're going to be on both app stores. Right now, you can farm, you can do staking, which is what we call savings. You can do limited NFT, so you can view marketplaces. You can add your own collection, right? And then we're working on the index fund, and it's really a what we call a index fund maker. So the ability to replicate any existing index fund out there, but of course, because we have bots running on multiple C DeFi applications, we can reduce the fees. So we can replicate the token set for any popular index fund out there, and then we would use the same algorithm and go into Binance and make the purchases, rebalance for you, and everything. So these are very cool projects that we're working on. But right now, the app works. You can farm, you can stake. But of course, we're not allowing that to happen until we are licensed.
Definitely. That's great. And I'm curious, are you planning on sticking to just the apps, or will there also be a web app or computer version available?
So we want to focus on the mobile first. Our market is Asia and Southeast Asia. There's a lot of demand for mobile usage. So we want to make sure our mobile is flushed out and is perfected before we build the DeFi application and capture the web and the DApp, the Web3 market.
Definitely, that makes sense. And yeah, it's very mobile focused, and it's so easy to just make a stake or move your positions when you're on the go. So that does make sense. And you mentioned a couple times, C DeFi, which is sort of like centralized finance, decentralized finance. Some of these major platforms like BlockFi and Celsius that are more centralized, it's a lot easier for people to onboard because you're doing more hand holding and just getting people in, because DeFi can be daunting for people that are new to even if they're not new to the crypto space. People are like, oh, this is interesting. It's sort of like when decentralized exchanges came out and there wasn't that, you had to take all these extra steps. So in the first part where you have the C DeFi, and how focused are you on, as you're transitioning to a more decentralized ecosystem, and just making sure that there is that hand holding, or just making it an ease of use for the user experience to have non-technical people using the platform?
Yeah. So, there's advantages and disadvantages for either. But if you want user experience, you want ease of use, centralized applications will do, right? But then if you are more of a techie, you know how to farm, and you can take, you know how to configure your MetaMask, then you use the DeFi application, the DApp. So our goal here is to bring both together into our platform. We will not pick one over the other. We believe that there's a huge amount of centralized users. There are people who are new, want to get into crypto, want to get into DeFi, but do not know how. So we have plans for that, and that's why we're building this product. We believe that we are going to cater to those guys, those people. They're going to onboard, and then slowly they will feel more comfortable, and then they have the choice. Do they want Roseon to manage their keys, or do they want to manage their own? That's up to them. We should give them that power.
Definitely, and I think that's a great way to go about it, Allan. And now, you have the apps live in the App Store. What are the very next steps for you and your team surrounding the token and the platform, in the coming weeks and months?
Yeah. So, we closed our private round, and it was crazy. It was crazy. It happened all in 1 week. Okay.
Congrats.
And then now, thank you. Now we're planning our launch, our IDO launch on Yellow Road and BSC pad. We have a couple of amazing advisors. So Tomo Chain CO, I got Lester, amazing, and we're working closely with Petroff, amazing, and of course we're working with a local team, Kairos Venture. They're doing an amazing job. So we have the greatest support. So if everybody, people are coming into our Telegram channel asking us about why our Twitter and why our Telegram has such small amount of followers, is because we're doing this organically, and people are asking what's our marketing plan. We have lots of people to support us. It's all going to start next week. Okay, so our goal is, let's get this IDO done, and then we start real business. We get the teams, we already started scaling our ops. We have hired a bunch of devs. So our goal is to meet the roadmap. We do not want to disappoint our investors, our community. We want to make sure that we deliver on time or before the scheduled time. We want to build and we want to acquire users.
Definitely.
The hardest part is acquiring users, not the fundraising, not the application. It's acquiring users and increase our TVL.
Yeah, well said, Allan. And yeah, dApps that don't have users aren't very useful. So I think that's going to be the real test of time is having that product market fit, getting that user acquisition and user retention, and making sure people are using Roseon for months and years to come. So all the best with that. For the people that are interested in learning more about the IDO and the platform launch as it continues to expand and grow out, what's the best way for them to follow along?
Yeah, so we're going to be more active. We apologize because it's so crazy. We're going to be more active on social media. Even the founding team will be more active on social media. Just follow our Twitter and join our Telegram. That's where you get your first updates. Every morning, I wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning. I check our Telegram, and I try to create the community, and I try to provide a 0-minute update. So our Telegram or Twitter.
Great, Allan. Well, we'll leave both of those links in the description box below. All the best with the launch moving forward, and let's follow up in the near future.
Okay, thanks, Ashton. Cheers, everyone.